Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Okay, before we start, I want to say thank you to Mr. Ahmad Abi Setiawan as a lecturer of the subject, and also Mr. Shukran to help the providing of facility of this presentation. Okay. Uh, Before, let me introduce myself. My name is Indah Kurniawati as a moderator for today. Okay, and okay, so this group will presenting about the big picture of existing and renewable energy development scenario for West Nusa Tenggara Province. That will be presented by Mas Farisan Robani, Mbak Anita Yuan, and Mas Imam Sabari. So, for without any further ado, I will let the presenter to present the presentation. Okay, this group, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, time is yours.
Okay. Good morning, all friends who I respect, and Pak Supran and Pak Prianto. On this occasion, we from Group 2 will present the results of our group simulation entitled Big Pictures of Existing and Renewable Energy Development Scenario for NTB Province. We consist of Farisan Robani, myself, Anita Yuan, and Mas Imam Sabari. Next slide, please. Okay, as for the content of our presentation, it can be seen on the content. So first, I will start with introduction and methodology, and one part of the result and analysis will be presented by Mas Farisan, and the other part by Mas Imam along with the conclusion and references. Okay. Yeah. NTB is a province located in the southern part of Indonesia with the following boundaries. The northern boundary is the Java Sea and Flores Sea. The southern boundary is the Indian Ocean. The western boundary is Lombok Strait and Bali Province, and the eastern boundary is the Sape Strait and Nusa Tenggara Timur Province. In this section, we can look at the social and the climate situation in NTB. With a total area of 20,124 square kilometers, NTB consists of 10 regencies or cities with 418 islands, and the population until 2020 is 5,320 and 92 people, and the growth from 2010 to 2020 is 1.63%. And then the climate situation as written in the slide. This is one, not yet. Previous slide, yes. Then the climate situation as written in the slide. This is one of the considerations for developing renewable energy in NTB. Okay, next slide, please. On this slide, we can see the GDP of NTB, and we see that Lombok Timur Regency is the regency with the highest gross domestic regional product by current prices in Nusa Tenggara Barat Province in 2019. Next slide. In this slide, we can see the total electricity consumption and the number of electricity customers from 2015 to 2020. And here it is seen that the household has the highest value for electric consumption and the number of electricity customers. Okay, next slide, please. On this slide, we see the electricity intensity, which is the electricity consumption divided by the electricity customers. And now the industry has the highest value. From here, we see electrical energy intensity has the 10s ups and downs. Next slide, please. Okay, this slide we will be shown a table containing the growth of electricity customers, electricity consumption, and electrical energy intensity from each sector from 2015 to 2020. So here the data. Okay, next slide. Okay, now we see the current condition of the power generation sources in 2020 of NTB province, and this is dominated by natural gas and then coal and diesel power plants, and so we can take a conclusion that electricity supply until 2020 in NTB is still dominated by fossil generators. Okay, next slide. Okay. Through the General Energy Plan or RUED of NTB province, we see that they began to increase the use of solar energy for power generation. It can seen from year to year, and it is in line with their potential, which is the largest source potential is the solar power, and then followed by wind power. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, after the introduction, we start the methodology. This research process can be seen from the following flowchart. We start with the problem analysis, and then literature review, and we define the scenarios. From this stage, we determine 3 scenarios to be analyzed. The first is BAU, business as usual scenario, the RUED, the energy planning, and the scenario of dominance of renewable energy sources. And then after that, we collect the data from each scenario, and then we perform the simulation, and then analyze the simulation result, and then we done. And here we can see the methodology of this research. We use a low emission analysis platform or LEAP application, and we use to project the electricity sector in NTB until 2050. And LEAP assumption determined by the population growth and GDRP. So we start with the research. We start with collect the data of NTB province from NTB statistik, PLN statistik, RUPTL 2019 to 2028, and from EBTKE statistik. And then this research, we compare the 3 different scenarios. The scenarios consist of business as usual, BAU scenario, and rencana umum energi daerah or regional energy plan scenario, and then RE, renewable energy, where's the non-fossil scenario. The BAU scenarios is projecting the electricity sector just using the existing data, which means still dominated by fossil fuel base. And while the RUED scenarios is the projection that using existing data from RUED. And renewable energy scenarios is projecting the reduction fossil fuel used to be 0 by 2050 and based on RUED optimization. After setting the base and the end year of the scenarios, the LEAP calculates the projection of electricity sector in NTB province, And then the result of the calculation can be seen on the graphic chart that were presented by Mas Farisan and Mas Imam. But before that, we can see the assumptions that we use for the three scenarios. First, BAU scenarios most supported by fossil fuel generators such as coal power plant, diesel oil power plant, and natural gas power plant. And RUET scenario referring to the regional energy plan of NTB. And the renewable energy scenario, we focus on reducing fossil fuel power plants to be zero by 2050 and increasing the use of renewable energy in NTB such as solar power, wind power, biomass, and hydropower. Okay, for the next slide will be presented by Mr. Mas Farisan. Mas Farisan, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Yuan. Now, first of all, I want you to watch this short video. This is energy demand and supply from 2021 until 2050 in Nusa Tenggara Barat. As you can see here, there are increasing electric supply and demand until 2050. But look at this table. The generation of electricity in 2021 and demand still the same until 2037. The next year, or 2038, was different, and it makes supply and demand minus 14.6 gigawatt hours. What does it mean? It means that we need supply about 14.6 gigawatt hours in 2038 and increasing until 2050. It's become 27.7 terawatt hours. So this is the different supply and demand until 2050, guys, in Nusa Tenggara Barat. Here's the short video again. Next is the energy demand. So this is the energy demand final units. Look at this. You can see in the chart, rumah houses has increased, followed by industry and business, public. This is the value of houses, industry, business, and public, as we can see in the table. From 2020, the highest electricity demand was taken by houses and followed by business. Next was public and then industry. But until 2050, industry was growth by 4%, I think, in the before. And this is the result in the end, 2050, where industry was the highest energy demand unit. It's about 25.453.7 gigawatt hours. Okay, next, this is the output fuel by BAU scenario or business as usual. As we can see in 2020, we have LTG is the highest and the lowest was micro hydro, geothermal, wind, biomass, and waste. And followed, this is the highest and followed by coal. But the next in 2025 until 2050, coal was the highest output fuel, followed by diesel in 2050, and then hydro. Next is red scenario, as we can see in this chart on table, we can see in 2020, gas power plant was the highest, and the lowest was micro hydro, geothermal, wind, biomass, and waste. But in 2025 until 2040, it was taken by coal. But in 2045 till 2050, 50, the highest was solar power plant. It's about 2.16 gigawatt hours. This is a table, so you can see the increasing of solar power plant here till the highest in 2050. Next was renewable energy or non-fossil. First was the same in 2020, gas power plant was the highest, but in the next 2025 till 2050, it was solar power plant. It's about 12.246 gigawatt hours. This is the graph where the solar power plant increased significantly from 0.9 till 100.2 gigawatt hours. Interesting, right? Next, we go to the BEU, RUET, and renewable energy mix. As you can see in this short video, we comprised the BEU, RUET, and renewable energy to one short video. As you can see this, here the increasing BEU, renewable energy, and this is the RUET from each, all of the branch from PLTA until waste power plant. Okay, so from the short video, we know that in 230, BEU was the highest, and the lowest was micro hydro, geothermal, wind, biomass, and waste. And from 240, still BEU was dominated by coal. In 2050, still coal was the winner in BEU sector. But in renewable energy, in 230 was taken by solar power plant, and the lowest is waste. But in 240, still solar power plant, and the lowest is waste. In renewable energy, solar power plant, and the lowest is coal, diesel, and gas. This is why in renewable energy we reduce the coal. Look at this scenario in 2050 in renewable energy from 246 decrease to 206, decrease to zero energy, zero fuel till 2050. Look at this diesel 2 from 461 decrease to 385, decrease to zero fuel in 250. And the last one is gas from 746 decreasing by 623 and decreasing to zero fuel in 2050. Next is this is the last scenario, RUET. As we can see, coal was dominating here in 2030, followed by solar, and the lowest is waste. But in 2040, we can see coal is still dominating and the lowest is micro hydro and waste. But in 250 we saw the solar. Yeah, we saw the solar is the highest fuel and the lowest is diesel. We decreased in this scenario, in Ruet scenario, they decrease the diesel power plant till 0. Next. Okay, this is the emission from 20 years global warming potential. As we can see, the BEU is 50.7 thousand metric tons of CO2 or carbon dioxide. It's still increasing the highest because of coal power plant, diesel power plant, and the fossil fuel increasing the emission. And followed by Ruet, 6.9 thousand metric tons carbon dioxide here, the Ruet. This is because of we have still coal power plant, diesel, and the others fossil fuel. And look at this, renewable energy was 0 emission at 250. Why? Because of we decreased the fossil fuel. So in 2050 it becomes 0 waste. Next will be presented by my friend Mr. Imam. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mas Farisan. I will continue the explanation from my brother Mas Farisan, but the other insight from analyze the simulation result. First, about the energy composition of the electric power generation. First, scenario BAU. In this scenario, electricity supply majority supported by fossil fuel. On the left is installed capacity and the right is electric power generation. It's shown that in 2025, the electricity supply mix is dominated by fossil fuel, about 45% by coal power plant, and RA only is 0.4%, and 2015, in 2050, the composition of electricity supply is followed by 71% is supplied by coal power plant, and only 0.1% is supplied by renewable energy. We must know that the energy mix target in 2025 based on the electricity provision business plan or RUPTL 2019 until 2028 is 23%. So the BAU scenario cannot meet the target. Okay, next slide. Next slide, please. Thank you. In this Ruet scenario, there is increase in the use of renewable energy and decrease in some fossil fuel. We can see that in 2025, the electricity demand is supplied by 39% of coal power plant and 35% by renewable energy. And we can also see that the composition of the air mix is 70% of solar energy and 5% of hydropower. In 2050, we can see an increase in the use of renewable energy that 50% of electricity demand is supplied by renewable energy and 27% by coal power plant. In the composition of electricity production from renewable energy is 67% by solar energy and 14% by geothermal. In this scenario, the electrical generation mix in 2025 is 35%, has meet the target of RUPTL. Next slide, please. Okay, and this is about the scenario of EBT or R renewable energy non-fossil, and this is fossil fuel use is assumed to be zero in 2050 and based on RUET scenario optimization. We can see that in 2025 the RA mix is 51% and coal power is 25%. And in 2015, the renewable energy mix reached 100%. In this scenario, the composition of renewable energy consists of 58% of solar energy and 17% of wind energy. In this scenario, has met the target of RUPTL. Okay, next slide. Okay, in this slide we can see a comparison of three scenario to fulfill 100% clean electricity, the percentage of all renewable total generation. In the left, we can see the position, the existing position in 2020, and the PAU scenario show that in 2025 it will only reach 0.4% clean electricity and 0.1% in 2015. And the RUET scenario in 2025 it will reach 35% clean electricity and 50% in 2050. But the EBT or renewable energy non-fossil scenario will reach 51% clean electricity in 2025 and reach 100% in 2015. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, in this slide we can see the comparison between projection of primary resources or scenario. This scenario we can see in the the primary demand for each scenario. The PAU scenario show that coal and natural gas demand will continue to increase until 2015. The table we can see on the graphic, we can see the increase of coal and natural gas demand. And the RUET scenario, the demand for coal and natural gas continues to increase, but the amount is smaller than the PAU scenario due to the increasing use of renewable energy. And the right hand in the scenario about the renewable energy non-fossil, and the demand for coal and natural gas decreases to zero in 2015 due to the significant increase in the use of renewable energy. This condition shown that the need and fulfillment of primary energy by the NTB province. We must also know that the NTB province is not a coal and natural gas producing area. So the NTB province must import fossil fuel from other regions. So that is very vulnerable to energy security. While in the renewable energy scenario, the majority of electricity supply comes from renewable energy owned by the NTB province, there will be increasing energy security. Okay, next slide, please. And this is slide showing the comparison of emission between the three scenario. In the RUET scenario, emission reduction in 2030 is 42%, and in 2050 is 56% based on PAU scenario. and the RA non-fossil scenario reduce emission 55% in 2025 and 90% in 2015. And this shown that the scenario 2 or wet scenario and renewable energy non-fossil scenario give less emission than the BAU scenario, and EPT or RA renewable energy non-fossil scenario and the scenario that produce the smallest emission give the smallest impact on the environment. Okay, and now we come next slide, please. We come to the end of the session, and I will try to summarize on the main point what we present from beginning to the end. First, an increase in the number of electricity customer and the intensity of sectoral electricity increases the total electricity demand significantly. So it is necessary to plan the supply of electrical energy appropriately, like around 27 terawatt hour in 2050, and promote efficiency of electricity consumption, such as the use of energy efficient electrical equipment and an energy saving culture by turning off electricity when not in use. The second RWET scenario has been able to meet the target of the electrical energy mix RUPTL of 35% in 2025. Third, the BAU and RWET scenario require a sufficient supply of primary energy, especially fossil fuel, until 2050. When the EPT or renewable energy non-fossil scenario reduces fossil fuel depend to zero by 2015 and provide better energy security. Fourth, emission reduction RWET scenario against BAU is 56% in 2050, and the EPT non-fossil scenario is 90.8%. And the last, the EPT non-fossil scenario provides a better impact on the environment and energy security, but require technology readiness, cost, infrastructure, human resources, commitment, and collaboration of all stakeholders for faster acceleration to achieve the target of non-fossil fuel electricity generation or clean electricity by 2015. Next, please. This is a reference. We refer the all presentation. Next. And thank you. Thank you very much. We return to the moderator, and we are very happy if there is a discussion or question from the audience. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Nusa Tenggara Barat group. Okay, move to the next session. So we will open the Q&A session. In this Q&A session, I hope the participant, when you want to ask the question, please raise your hand with the tool in the Zoom application, and also open your mic after I call your name. Open your mic, and if it is possible, please open your camera also. Okay. Okay, there is two person. First one is Mbak Magdalena. Okay, time is yours.
Okay, thank you Mbak Indah. Okay, very nice presentation for group ya. And I have question for group. Talk about intensity of electricity where the growth goes up and go down. So how is the data used for the simulation? Thank you.
Okay. You wanna answer the question directly, or you wanna collect the question first?
Maybe I will ask it. I will answer it directly for the question from Mbak Magdalena. Okay, the question is about the intensity of electricity, where it grow ups and downs, and how we use that data to the simulation. So because the LEAP for now has not accommodated long history data according to the trend, where the trend is ups and downs. So we use the average value. So we make the average of that value every year for the baseline for future projections. That's from my side.
Okay, Mbak Magdalena, it's clear enough?
Okay, clear enough. Thank you, Mbak Yuan.
Thank you, Elena.
Okay, next, maybe because of the time, I will limit the question. Okay, next, Mas Muhammad Revan.
Okay, thank you for the great presentation. I want to ask you about the energy balance. In your presentation, you show the videos, the gap of demand and supply. Yeah, in the 25 of the end of your projection. Okay, my question is, which the best scenario in your projection? Which one the best to fulfill the gap of demand and supply in 2015? Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for the question. Maybe I will answer that directly. So in this scenario in 2050, we use Ruet scenario, which is was written by the government of the Nusa Tenggara Barat, and then there was written at 2050 we need I forgot, maybe I can check it later, but it has written there, and all of these energies are low than that target. So all of this scenario we create by red scenario. Maybe that will answer your question. Maybe.
Okay. The point is, Druid is the best scenario for fulfill the gap of
Yeah.
demand. Right.
I see. I see your question, but in this scenario, we use the target on 2050 is the same target for BAU, RUET, and renewable energy. So in this 2050, it's the same electricity produced. So if the demand and supply was need to 27.7 gigawatt hours, so all of these scenarios was need to 27.7 gigawatt hours. Because we it's based on the red scenario. It's written there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, move to the next question from Mbak Prima. Mbak Prima, time is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Mbak Indah. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. In the earlier, we saw that there was so many data such as population, population growth, GDP, others. I just want to know where the exact data that you guys use for the simulations. Thank you.
Okay. Miss Indah, I want to answer from Miss Ring. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Miss Prima. I will try to answer your question. In this project, in this project, the energy planning, we make use the end use approach or engineering model approach and energy demand based on two factors: the level of activity or the number of customer electrical customer and energy intensity. So we use the data of the number of customer of electricity and the energy intensity, and population data or economic growth that are not directly used, but there are effect of the growth of the number of electricity customer. It is clear, Ms. Prima?
Okay, so the population growth and GDP is only for the effect, but
yes,
you use...
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mas Imam.
You are welcome, Ms. Prima.
Thank you for Mas Imam and Ms. Prima. So maybe I will give the last participant for the question, maybe if there is any. One. Okay. If there is no one, so maybe this is the last at the end of the session, I think. And thank you for this group for the knowledge that shared to us, and thank you for all the participation with all of the discussion. And that's all for our meet today for this group, I mean. And see you in the next occasion. And thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.